All of these young students leaving school at the end of the day, oblivious that their school could end up like this in the near future. Empty.
Nowhere in the United States federal Constitution does it state anything about education. Rather, education has been left to the 50 states, and each of them explain that all of the children within their state are granted a free and public education. But since the middle of the 20th century, the federal government has become increasingly involved in public education. The federal government has been instituting laws that have undeniably aided public education, laws like Brown v. the Board of Education, as well as others.
Through those laws and regulations, the federal government has also started to fund public education. As you can see, the federal government is not a substantial funder of public education, but with the budgets of public schools today, the loss of that 6 to 7% will be devastating. To ensure that the federal funding of public school has been put to good use, the government has now instituted the No Child Left Behind Act. But what are the main concerns of No Child Left Behind?
The first point of the No Child Left Behind Act is to increase accountability for student performance. States, districts, and schools that improve achievement will be rewarded. Failure will be sanctioned. Parents will know how well their child is learning, and the schools are held accountable for their effectiveness with annual state reading and math assessments in grades 3 through 8th.
The second point of No Child Left Behind is to focus on what works. Federal dollars will be spent on effective research-based programs and practices. Funds will be targeted to improve schools and enhance teacher quality. The third point of No Child Left Behind is to reduce bureaucracy and increase flexibility. Additional flexibility will be provided to states and school districts, and flexible funding will be increased at the local level. The fourth point of No Child Left Behind is to empower parents. Parents will have more information about the quality of their child in school. Students in persistently low-performing schools will be given choice.
What NCLB also does is require that 100% of students become proficient at standardized tests by 2014, or the federal funding of schools will be cut. But in addition to that, schools that do not meet the proficiency standards can be shut down and taken over by private companies.
Hehehe